Pretty weird, ain't it? It's dark. I haven't moved from the seat. The only thing that's changed is the sun moved away, or the earth moved away. Something moved. Something happened outside. They dimmed the light. They lowered the light. They dimmed the light. They moved the sun. I don't know what they're doing. I live on a planet they call Earth. They say you're born and you die. You know the word for inseminating a woman, right? The guy inseminates the woman, right? Why does it have to be that way? Can the woman inseminate the guy? That means something is going from one into the other and the other is supporting the child. Oh, here's a little sunlight. Put a little diesel fuel. Put a little lantern fuel. How do you think the lantern works? The sun, the lantern, the same thing. Hey, look, the dark side of the moon, right? The dark side of the moon. Hey, that simple. Working on this next design. Someone said I wanted my hips to look thin. The other one says I want them to look fat. So anyways, I'm working on this little numerological thing, and sort of brings tears to my eyes when I know that whoever created everything said, let's make it look like they're dumb. We'll make it so easy it's going to look like they're dumb, and we'll never forget. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Just in a couple of letters, right? They knew they needed to keep the eighth and the ninth letter together, right? They said, screw English. We'll leave English for last, right? We'll leave English for last. England, English. We'll keep it as the shill, okay? We'll keep it over the hill, okay? We'll send them all the bill. We'll tell them they all have a thrill, okay? The fish in the ocean, yeah, most of them, okay, are in the river. They swim with the gill, right? But we're not going to talk about that because we don't even like this paper. It goes right through. So H and I is 8 and 9. 8 times 9 is 72, and 17 equals to 35 electric company. But what I really want to talk about is 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, right? When we do all this, right, 1 and 8 can be flipped upside down. When I flip the 2, it becomes a 5. When I flip the 6, it becomes a 9. When I flip the 8, it stays an 8. When I flip the 1, it becomes the 1. Pretty simple. If I take and I put two ones next to 2, I turn the 2 and 5 both into 8. Right? I put a line on the 6 on one side. I put a line on the 9 on the other side. I now have 2. That's an 8. I have the 5. That's an 8. I have the 6. That's an 8. I have the 9. That's an 8. When I take the 8 and I put it over the 1, right, I now have 88. Right? The purple sky, 88. Pretty funny, right? If I take the 1 and put it over the 7, I end up with the 4. But that's not what I really wanted to talk about. I just want to say that 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, and 8 fit in one kind of category. The 7, which is now an L, the 3, which can be turned into an E, and the 4 can be turned into a J, right? Here's the 4, right? You can just turn it this way. It looks like a J. It also looks like a small h. So we have LEH, or we end up in hell. Okay? Or we have L and we have LJ, which is more like an elbow. Now, the other thing is instead of saying that, we're just going to take the 4, right? And in French, it's a cat. So now we have L, meaning female. Oh, and I looked at it was 444 in the timer. Now I looked at L, mean female, female cat, because in French, it's a cat. Female cat.
So the price we pay is the fee, okay? And all these numbers are just so fantastic. So anyways, I like the 9 times 8 is 72 and 17. 72 can also be 75. It can be L5. It can be L2 and L5, which makes it the 12th letter, 15th letter reverse, the second number, okay, or the 7th number reversed, because the total numbers we're going to work on is 9, right? The 5 is going to be the 4 reverse. So 2-7 is When a Big Red Sun. 5-4 is the foxhole in the sun, passage in the sun. This will now become 3 and 6. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 and 3 is 6. 6 and 6 is 12. So this is rotation. 3 and 6 is rotation. 3 and 6 equals to 9. Okay. 3, 6, and 9 is rotation, right? When you put your, right, this is basically what it is, male and female coming together in 3, 6, and 9. In my previous video, I was doing this. Okay, so all these things, everything comes together. Now, if you want, the 3 can also be the M, can also be the E, can also be the W, and it'll say Mew goes the cat. Raphael, do with what you want the words. We can take out the 8, we can take out the 1, and it's 1 inside of 8 on the cube, right? Everybody knows what a cube looks like. Everybody knows what the face of the phone looks like, right? Here's the 6. But there's the 8. But these are inside. So the reality of 8 is 4 corners owned by 1. 1 owns all the 4 corners. So what is the value of this? What is the value of this? Right? Put the seatbelt on. You want to put your seatbelt on? You want to do it this way? Or do you want to do it this way? There's so many things to talk about in here. I don't have any. So if we're turning the Earth this way, right? You see this over here? This is supposed to be the angle of the Earth's turning axis. So if it's turning this way, what's happening to this line over here? If the Earth is turning this way through this, right? Then what's happening through this? If I turn this way, what's happening to this? So I have to set this up and try and figure out what's happening. Okay, I have these two. I have to tie them together. What's happening to this one if the Earth is spinning this way? So what's actually happening to this? It's not going around this way, right? This is actually, because it's spinning this way, this will go up, and then this will go down, and this will go down. And so there's more dimension sitting in here. I'm not sure how to get the dimensions out. I need a few more artists to put this all together. But what I really like is 8 and 9. What letter is that? Whoop, I'm sorry, it's the N. What letter is 11? Okay, what letter is 11? It's the N, or is it the Z? What letter is that? Is it the H, or is it the I? H-I-N-Z, Heinz. Total letter count, 57. 14 and 26 equals 5 and 8. 5 and 8 equals 13. It's the AI system, the Speedy Matrix Gonzalez. Raphael, I can do so many things and I won't know where to end and what it's going to actually mean because there's so many meanings. Thank you for watching this video.